Hello, welcome back to the channel. Hello YouTube friends, you join me today with the Jag XJ again. Gearbox issues all sorted from last time. It's driving absolutely beautiful. Well, I haven't drove for about 3 weeks probably, and I came to find that the headliner is completely down. So the headliner is just coming down ever so slightly at the front. The rest of it was absolutely fine. Looked really good. Now it's completely down. So I'll show you what it looks like, and I'll show you what I'm going to do to it, which isn't the right thing to do, but it's something I'm going to do anyway. The headliner looks like that. Completely down. It's still stuck up over there where I glued it before, where it was really bad. So that glue has actually worked, but the problem is it stains the headliner because the old glue comes through when you're doing it. It stains the headliner. I don't want it to be all stained, so I've bought something to do it with. And what I've bought, you might think is sacrilege and I shouldn't do it, but it's one of these headliner kits with the little press studs on it. Give it a little quilted effect maybe. It's the first time I'll be doing this. I haven't opened this kit yet. I do need to give my hands a good wash before I start messing with the headliner. But anyway, I can't get it open. You'll see in there loads and loads of pins, drawing pins, and some press studs, and some little studs that go on top of them press studs. On to what I'm doing. Preparation. Job not done. Okay. Got any more there as well. So we still got one piece of tape on there, even though everything's falling out. It's an exciting video for me, taking tape off a box. Mate, the minute secure, I'll tell you that for free. Right, now we should start. Get off. So you've got pins, little drawing pins, and I think what I'm going to do is I want to put these pins in a straight line. It's difficult to get a straight line, as straight as we possibly can, and far enough apart to hold the headliner up. And keep it relatively tight. So this is going to be pretty boring watching. I might go and get something to put in between each one of them that's the same size, so I know exactly where I'm going. So width-wise, because you can probably see from where you am whether them are the same distance apart or not, and I can't. But I'm going to turn the camera off. That's what I'm going to do across the entire thing, all the way along, to hold it up, because I think that's the only way to do it without getting the headliner out, which I don't fancy doing right at this moment. Anyway, we'll come back and all these will have pins in them, he says. Got a bit of a wet spot there. We've got a leak. Because it used to be. Right, progress so far. As you can see, we've got all them pins in lines holding that headliner up now, which is where the little press studs are going to be. We've got this bagginess here. I'm hoping we are left with a big piece, but it does sort of come down here, so. But you can see the difference there. A bit of a quilted effect. Like I say, the bit that's been glued there isn't brilliant, but there are a lot I can do about that. But I think it'll look nice. But I'll carry on going. The way I'm doing it is I'm spacing them with this, because I don't like to measure stuff because I'm an idiot. So I'm spacing them with that and this that I found on the floor. So that space is the ones in between, and that space is them away. And to be fair, looking pretty uniform, so I'm happy with that so far. We'll see how it goes when we screw. What I'm hoping is that these screws are too long, because if these screws are too long, because the pins are already, they feel like them touching the roof as it is. Obviously the pins have got to go, the screws have got to go through that depth first anyway, so there's not a massive amount left sticking out. Let's see if I can show you this one sec. So when they're screwed in, they've got that much, which may be a bit too much, but I'll try one anyway. If it's too much, I'm gonna have to find some different screws, tons of them, tons of little ones. They're not going to cause problems hitting the roof, because obviously I don't want to be poking them into the roof or pulling the card down of the headliner off the roof. But I'm going to carry on anyway, and I'll show you when all the pins are in, and then I'll screw one of these up and put a press stud on it and see how that looks and if it goes well, and we'll carry on from there. Right, sit rep, it's all pinned up as you can see. There is a bit of, I mean you can see it more because the light's on my head. If the light isn't on it, you can't see quite as much with the sort of little creases. That bit over there is the bit that I can't do much with because it's glued up, but the rest of it, in my opinion, is looking okay. So I'm going to replace all of them for studs, starting where I started at the back, and see what comes out. So the studs you do just screw in. I'll screw a couple in with the camera on and see how it goes. So I'm going to start where I started, over there. Comes with a little screwdriver. Don't know how good that's going to be. And we've got some screws and the press studs. So I'm going to just go along it the way I did. I'll just do the first one on camera, and then I'll do the rest of them off camera. Like I say, I hope these screws aren't too long. They may well be, but we'll pop that out and we'll screw that in. Right through the headliner. That, and then we'll pop the thing on it. And the thing won't pop on it for some reason. Why I do not know. Should have tried this probably before I put all the, got pretty tight on there. Christ almighty. So them don't pop over easy. What a nightmare. So I've managed to get that one on. Well, look. Just don't look too bad, but the screws are too long. I'm going to have to find shorter screws than these, because these screws are just too long. I'm hitting the roof before going all the way through the headliner. So when you try to push the press studs on, the screws trying to pop out the press studs, which makes it difficult to get it on. But let's see how we go. So this is harder than anticipated. Trying to screw these things into the, when you screw that in, the screw's too long. I've tried littler screws, but when trying to press the press stud thing onto them, you cannot get them on there. Pushed them at all sorts of different angles. So what I've resorted to is putting the screws through. Let me just put you down here. So what I've resorted to is putting the screws through the press studs, and it's still rock hard to get the press studs on, and then put in the back. You see how hard it is? It's killing my fingers off. Oh, like that. And then the screws in there relatively tight. So what I'm doing is I'm screwing a hole into the headliner with a little screw, and then screwing that in. It was pulling on the fabric as well. As you screwed it in, it tries to screw it up, so you have to keep your fingers really tight around the screws and screwing it in. I'm going to do a few more of these because I'm having to do these, and then I'm going to show you what's going on and how I'm putting them in. Right, so far that's what I've done. you can see here, unfortunately, these are the first ones I did, and it started to pull the fabric. I was trying it so it sort of loosened the fabric around them, which is a right pitter. But it's brilliant hanging on your head. There's the second one I did, which is a lot better. I'll show you what I do. So I pull this pin out. Sorry, my torch is gone as well. I screw the screw in, and I keep my fingers either side of the screw while I screw it in, and then unscrew it and screw the little thing in. So let's set you up so you can see this on here. Hopefully you can see. Like I say, it's unfortunately a little bit dark, but there's your, that pin had come out anyway. There's your pin. So the first thing I do is pull that out, go in, if I can, in the same position with the screw there. I'll start it off, and you've got to keep your fingers really tight around the screw to stop it pulling the fabric. And once it's broke through, it's fine. Unscrew it, and then get your little thing there and screw that in to the headliner. Like that, and that's it. So I'll continue on doing this and breaking my fingers trying to get these, and you can only do so many at a time because it's just a killer to get them to close on the press studs. So I probably wouldn't do this again. It's probably just as easy to get the damn headliner out. But anyway, I've started, so I must finish. So I'll see you when it's done. Right then, final bit to the video. I have finished it. I'm just going to show you what it looks like. It's not the best, but it'll do. There it is. So it's like a sort of quilted effect now. You can see some bits have got like little pulls in them, and that was when I first started in most of them areas where it was catching, like I said, you know, when it was catching the screw and the screw was pulling on the material. If I hadn't got them catches, look, it would have been nice all over. But if you ain't going to do it, and obviously this section was glued previously, so didn't go quite as well as that side. But if you're going to do it yourself, just make sure that you hold the fabric when you put the screws through. But yeah, please like and subscribe, help us build the channel. If you want to send us anything to review, we'll review it for you. And if you want to support the channel, please look in the comments on how to do that. So we'll see you in the next one.